Well, I went to an auction and this 2004 Trailblazer followed me home. My goal here is to kind of refurbish this thing. I'm told that it may run and drive a little bit, but when I went to back it onto the tow dolly to bring it home, reverse stopped working. Might be the shift cable, I don't know. My goal here is to refurbish this thing, maybe make a little money overall, and I will try to, show the process. This was a towing and recovery auction, so I know literally nothing about this thing other than it exists and it's a Trailblazer. So let's get it off of here and see what we got. Alright, so the problem with buying at auction is that there's just no way to know what you're getting, and even the best things are a gamble. I'm looking at this wheel. I don't know if you can see the front wheel, it's just completely cocked inward. I mean, we might have a bad ball joint or something major going on. Well, yeah, my preliminary guess is there's something wrong with the suspension on that side. She steers a little funny too, you can kind of tell. So I got this for, I think, with all the auction fees and everything, $932. I'm not sure if I got a good deal or not. We're gonna find out. So the interior, surprisingly, it doesn't smell that bad for an auction vehicle. The seats aren't really ripped or anything. They're pretty much in good shape. I can't get the rear hatch open, but we're gonna... Oh, hello! What do we have here? Hello, hello! Hello, Mr. Brand New Floor Jack. Well, does it work? Do you work? Are you falling apart? What's going on here? I guess the pin was kind of in right. Oh yeah. One of the good things about buying things at auction is you get everything that's in the vehicle. So we got a brand new floor jack. We also have a tire, spare tire. Oh, the spare is on the vehicle. Not quite sure how to get the rear hatch open because this handle seems to be... Oh, no, it does open. Okay. Oh, even holds itself up. Okay, things are looking good. Cover here. Oh, what do we got? Okay, there is one of our center cap covers. Usually I try to get as much life out of tires as I can, but I don't know if I can get any more life out of that one than this person already did, to be honest. Not bad back here though, not stained and full of paint cans. See if we have anything in here. No, she's empty. Like this person got most of their stuff out of it. Probably gonna have to get a new tail light set for it just because, well, they're a little crunchy. That's fine. I could see that at the auction, so they're cheap online. I didn't know the hatch opened though. That's actually pretty nice. They're gonna have to fix this. That's fine. This is all plastic, of course, but nothing we can't handle. They called it green on the listing, but I'm not sure if it's green or gray. Certificate of inspection, safety checked. I have no idea what that means because I don't know what company that is. Well, whatever company it is, they safety checked it. Take a look under the hood there. Look at it, even the driver's seat isn't ripped or anything. I think we're gonna be able to clean this thing up pretty good. She's got a tilt wheel. Oh, that works. Needs cleaned in there. She's a little crunchy. I was taking the shifter apart so I could look down in there and see the cable. That's the only reason this is off, but it does work. We got this for, I guess, the radio. Does the radio work? Tuner, that's what we want. Oh yeah. Okay. Radio works. Oh my goodness. I think they're all working. Do the windows roll down? Oh, gotta have the key in for that. Okay, well, that window. The driver's window is a little slow, but that one works. I'm standing here noticing the dash isn't even cracked. She's very, very slow. Probably these windows tend to not get worked, you know. Oh, that one's nice and fast. We've got some base functionality in this vehicular. Let's look under the hood. If you watch my channel any, you'll know that I'm a little bit more of a Chevy guy than maybe some other things. So at the auction, one of the reasons I picked this Trailblazer was because, well, I know some things about them. Otherwise, I may not have picked it. There was only one or two other people bidding on it. So we've got this loose bumper here. You can see the bracket here is, yeah, she's a little crunchy. Not quite sure how to, I don't know, it snaps into that bracket somehow and the bracket's loose and, well, yeah. So it looks like she might have been parked in the weeds for a bit. Is it hot? Kind of half afraid to open it, but take a look. I did check the oil at the auction and yeah, it smells actually pretty good. And you know, I'm sure it's old, but it looks pretty good. Where's the transmission? Goodness, I haven't had one of these for a couple years, honestly. I've been working on some older vehicles. I think I pulled this at the auction as well. Yeah, I mean, she smells a little bit old, but now I dripped transmission fluid on this thing. Where's a rag? Do we have a rag? Yeah, that'll work. Just wipe the paint right off. Yeah. Check the coolant reservoir. That'll tell us something. Oh, she's bone dry. It seemed like it was overheating. They ran it for a good bit at the auction. For this to blow off and burn me. Oh, well, she's got coolant. Just needs some in the reserve tank there, overflow tank. My guess is that the AC is not going to work on this thing. Not too many pine needles down here. That's actually a good thing. So this battery, 1221 Value Craft, this battery might actually be pretty good. I went to pick it up in the auction lot. I went to get my jump pack and the gentleman said, no, it'll start right up. I just started it. I was like, what? This vehicle's too good for me. So yeah, I mean, we'll probably put a battery charger on there just to make sure she's up to full charge at some point. Brake fluid's a little low, but we don't know much about that. I think, was the brake light on, or that was just because I had the... Whoa. I just barely touched the key and she fired right up. My goodness. The wipers work? Oh my goodness, the wipers work. Wow. I hear the pump running, but it probably doesn't have any washer fluid in it. Okay, you can shut off now, alright. She's got good oil pressure, good battery voltage when she's running. Yeah, I don't know, let's, oh my goodness, I think I heard the air compressor kick on, the AC compressor. Where is it here? It's down there. Probably can't see it, but I can, and the clutch is engaged and spinning. You've got to be kidding me. Are we going to get AC in this thing? No way. Oh my goodness, I'm getting cold air. Wow. Okay, so she just cycled off. I don't know, it might be low on refrigerant, but yeah, I hear the AC short cycling. So she probably just needs some more refrigerant. Just sitting there purring. Like I said, I think she just needs a little bit of refrigerant and some tuning up. And oh yeah, if you ever tow a Trailblazer, make sure to lock the steering wheel, because this generation of GM has no steering wheel lock on it. It'll just basically, it'll try to make the tail wag the dog when you go to tow it on a tow dolly. She does have the trailer hitch. One thing I like about these Trailblazers is they're full body on frame. They do have a nice solid frame underneath, and you can do some towing with them. Headliners there, it's just a little dirty. She's got the seat pockets. She needs a cleaning. Uh-oh, we had some kids involved here. That's fine. It actually doesn't look that dirty for having kids involved. What's this? That looks exciting. Somebody hot wiring something. That's great. The rear switches work too. Yeah, switches work. Okay. I don't think this is no, this is the Kenwood manual. What's this? I'll have to look at that. Oh, there's our other wheel cover. I got a couple extra wheel covers and a jack handle part. Yep, no plug nut removal doohickey. Your money now. I'll just shove that back in there. There's also another remote for the Kenwood unit in there. We'll just put them both in there before we lose them. Lots of trash. What do we got here? Oh, yep, we do have an AC leak somewhere. I guarantee it because of this bottle right here, but there might actually be refrigerant in there. Well, just hang on to that one. This person went to Hooters a lot, I can tell right now. Visa! I got any money? Oh, no money. They have to sell these things with everything in them, because if somebody tows it and somebody wants to reclaim their property, they can reclaim it at auction by buying it back, and they're supposed to leave everything in there. This is actually, the dash isn't cracked. I think this thing's gonna clean up pretty good, honestly. My one worry, I'm letting it idle here, so I want to know if it wasn't overheating at the auction, but I didn't get a good look at it. My one worry is this wheel over here. If something is broken, that's not hard to do. I mean, we got a good drivetrain in this thing, I think, by the feel and sound of it. She runs pretty good. I thought the steering wheel was actually pretty rough, but I think this will clean up. A couple marks from my straps there. I shouldn't have strapped it so tight, but I did not want her flying away. I have the hatch. Oh, I haven't shut the hatch yet. In here, got the holder for CDs that nobody uses anymore. We do have this thing that goes up here. This is a very complete vehicle, especially to find at auction. These are working and not busted. I wish it had the factory radio. I may get a factory radio for this and put it in, but this is pretty tight too. A lot of times these disintegrate on these doors, and you know, the whole thing gets loose. So these are, let's see, turn it. Okay, passenger. Oh, the passenger adjusts. Passenger mirror. Okay, driver mirror. Driver mirror doesn't adjust, but that's fine because you can reach out and adjust that yourself. How about the vent adjustment? So let's turn that off for the moment. Let's check airflow, because these have the vent adjusters that are a pain. Okay, we should be getting, let's try to make it all to floor. Yep, we're getting air down there. Okay, so floor and defrost. Yep, and all defrost. Yep, all defrost. No floor. Very nice. All those work. Nice, nice. That's the automatic headlights, which I guess work. Let's see what lights work on this. Do the light test. I got headlights. I got turn signals. This vehicle is far more together and complete than I had imagined when I bid on it, to be honest. Don't tell my significant other that. I got turn signals. I don't know if the other ones will work because it's broken back here, but oh yeah, it's working. It's working. Oh, this thing's practically ready to drive. Look at that. Look at that. I might have gotten a pretty good deal here. Yeah. Alright. Probably gonna have to get a new set of tires for this thing, or at least a couple tires, because the tires are about shot, basically. The only good one with tread on it really is the spare, and even that is a little dry rotted, like you'd expect of a spare. Yeah, these are just, looking at this wear pattern, I wonder if they were driving it like that, because it's really worn hard on the outside here comparatively. But I always like the Trailblazer platform because they are body on frame. They're kind of lower and easier to get into for aging people such as I, but they're really solid even if they're too heavy to go off-road. Really, that's why I don't really buy the four-wheel drive ones. But they're really solid vehicle, and they're good if you're towing small trailers or mid-sized trailers. Oh, that's what that plastic was from. Ugh, duh. Okay, we're gonna have to find this plastic trim piece at the top of the hatch. I guess we don't have to, but that's the one big cosmetic thing there. We're missing that. That's fine. We got the roof rack and the roof rack bars. I mean, the body's pretty good. I mean, she's got, I see a tiny little whiskey dent right here behind this door handle. You know, the usual scratches and things that'll probably buff out if I knew how to buff it. Doug, where's Doug? I need Doug over here with his buffer. What's this? This trim piece popping off a little bit or something, maybe. That's fine. I don't really care too much about trim, and anybody who's buying this thing probably won't either. I still can't tell if it's green or gray. We'll see what the title says when that comes. How many miles does it have on it? I forgot to check. I'm sure you saw on camera, but I wasn't looking at it. 226, that's not too bad. The last one I got of these had over 300,000 miles on it. Still ran nice. I think it had a replacement, a rebuilt transmission or something. What's this? Heavy, lift with care. Yes, I am. What's this, maintenance folio? No. Really? Oh, hold on a second. 2004 Chevy Blazer, 2016. This is the actual receipt. So their total payment was $5,100. How many miles did it have on it? Oh, what's this? Maybe this will say. I got finance paperwork. There, 136. So in, how many years is that? So in 8 years, they put 100,000 miles on it. Registration, warranty, all this, all that. More dealer paperwork. I thought it was going to be maintenance paperwork. It's a little disappointing. I wonder why it's in the vehicle. Well, at least we know this sold locally. It's not like an import from up north. I saw one truck at the auction. It had a Pennsylvania plate on it, and I immediately thought, oh no. And I looked underneath. It was actually a truck I was going to bid on. I looked underneath, and the frame was pretty roached out. People bid it up pretty high. I don't think anybody looked under it, because down here you don't often think about that. So we've got cosmetics, and we've got to figure out that mainly. Those are our priorities. Okay, so the first thing I want to look at is probably the most major thing on here, and really the only thing that's keeping us from truly road testing the transmission. That is this alignment issue. I briefly look down under here. I see that this A-arm is hanging badly, and the bushing, it feels like the bushing is intact. And I think I can put it back together. I think somebody probably put the bolt in. They were doing maintenance or something and they put the bolt in without Loctite or something like that, but I got new bolts. We're gonna zip this off. We're gonna take a look at that A-arm and the bushings. We're gonna see if we can just fix that with a bolt. If so, then we've made out pretty good on this, but let's zip this wheel off here. Alright, so I've worked this back into position. I am not 100% certain. I don't think it's bent. I think it's just sitting that way because of the way the car is. I looked at the one on the other side and it looks about the same. I don't actually see any bending because this curves down and then it goes up back here. So, alright, so the bolt actually goes behind the fender liner, and of course there's a metal backing there. And it's really hard to get that in. Basically I had to align it, get it pretty close, and then tap it with a hammer to get it kind of past the metal there. You can see it's really close. I'm not sure how I'm supposed to turn it now, but I'm gonna try this method. It's harder than it looks because it rubs on the metal. So to get that back there, I kind of had to use 2 pry bars to jacked it up to get some height on that, and then I pried it over and down to work it past the metal flange on the welded on sheet metal support for the strut and all that, and kind of got it lined up with both pry bars, and that's pretty much it. At one point I loosened this because I thought I might take this off, but then I realized there wasn't any need because I could just easily line it up with the pry bars and it would kind of hold when I took the jack out. So yeah, let's see what we got. All right, that is a really poor design. Bolt is in. It's a little, might be a little longer than the, no, this side over here is a little longer. It's fine. That bushing's a little worn, but I don't think it's going anywhere. Seems to be okay. If it does, we'll know. So I'm gonna slap this tire back on. You can see the wear pattern here. I wonder how long that was. I wonder how long they were driving like that. Either that or the alignment's off. Could be. Yeah, because this one's fine. It may have started to go and they just continued to drive it that way for a while. You can see on the spring there's worn spots on the spring where it was rubbing, so I think they were driving it for a while. It hasn't worn the vertical arm, so I think we're okay. This thing, I mean, the frame on this, I mean, it's dirty, but I mean, there's like no rust on these things. The original bolts are. This is a nice solid vehicle. Even the oil pan, and it's not dirty and like leaking oil and stuff. Let's put this wheel and tire back on and see how she sits then. Yeah, now she's sitting straight. I don't know if you can see it on camera, but I can. I don't know if you could see it before either when it was tilted. That's much better. I don't know. I think we might be ready to test drive her. All right, she's been sitting here. Let's test the battery. See if she fires up. Oh yeah, fires up good. Throw my hat in there. Shut the hood. These Trailblazers from Trailblazers and GMC Envoys, they're kind of little gems. Kind of, a lot of people don't really recognize them for what they are, which, you know, They do a lot of things well, not off-roading, but they're a nice, big, comfortable SUV. All right, no license or registration. We should be fine. Let's test gears. Count gears with me. We're in first. Second. Third. There's overdrive. And I think we had torque converter lock up there too. All right. Oh, she's driving smooth. Alignment's just a hair off, but I expected that. Like I said, if we get new tires put on her, we'll probably get her aligned as well. I don't know. Maybe I'll do the alignment and the new tires, or maybe I'll take it somewhere. I'm not sure. Depends on how much money we want to put into this. She's a sweet little rig here. I'll tell you what, for what we paid for her, just got to do some cleaning. Take her on my usual back roads here and listen for squeaks and rattles and bangs and clunks. And she's steering pretty straight, which means well, when you just get a little bit of brake steer there, but that's fine. All right, I would expect that from a 226,000 mile vehicle. Not bad at all. Great oil pressure, great voltage. I know it doesn't overheat because it sat and ran there forever in the auction yard while they auctioned everything else off. Oh man, this is a sweet rig. Steering wheel's a little worn here, but you just throw a cover on. There's a cover down there on the floor. Somebody else had one on. Not bad. Even comes with almost a half tank of gas. Road are we at here? I always get lost back here, but I'm getting better. Lived here for years and years, I still get lost back in these little streets. All right, this is nice. I'll complete our ride here, take her back to the barn, but very nice. Not even a single engine light. Well, the story gets a little bit more clear. We've got right about the time this thing was towed, we have 2 court orders to appear for attaching a tag not assigned. I'm covering up the information there. Attaching a tag not assigned and driving with license from other state when Florida license suspended. So I'm guessing this person got pulled over for these various citations and they could not drive the vehicle anymore, so it was towed by order of the police. So it wasn't like a breakdown or anything. It was towed by the police, or ordered towed by the police. So that's actually a good thing for us, because more assurance that it's very healthy. So yeah. Also, never turn down the free change you get out of a vehicle. We're 44 cents richer here. Okay, taillights. So generally the cheapest way to do this that I find is to buy them in pairs, replace them both. That way they look the same and you don't have like one old looking one and one new looking one. Helps with continuity, you know, helps it look a little better. And then if one is still good, you put it in a box and keep it until you have this situation, and then you have a one-off. So I do this a lot, but I have a lot of odds and ends on the shelves, but I don't have one of these right now. So I bought 2 new ones. Pretty cheap, I think. These do not come with bulbs, but we already checked all the bulbs worked. So basically we're just going to swap these out. It's 2 Phillips head screws here. And then they kind of pull out, you pull the plugs out, and that's pretty much it. And it's not that expensive. These lights are, I don't know, 40, 50 bucks for a pair. And I don't know why anybody would not do it, frankly. So you pull the plug, and then you pull this light assembly separately. When you buy the cheap ones, you don't buy it with that. That's why I checked beforehand if the lights worked, because you gotta know if you need a new one of these. Basically, it's just wiring and plugs, but you know, you get the idea. So there's the old one. Yep, up. Scattering junk everywhere. Throw that right in the trash since we don't. Ouch! Cut my finger open. I'm sure that's perfectly fine. This has one of the other things that happens is these tabs break, the screw-in tabs, and then you gotta. I need pliers for that one. There we go. Got them. That's what that was. Brand new. Now we're gonna do the same thing over there, basically. Okay, so we need to replace this broken down thing here. Well, that last little bit fought to the end. Don't underestimate that 3M tape. Anyway, I was stupid. I cleaned this bar off. The new one comes with a new one already taped on. What you do is you lift this up and you can get to the screws. Okay, took that bar off the old one, but the light bar on this is messed up, as we've seen. I got a new one. Comes with a new plug and everything. Different kind of plug. Oh, that's not good. Yeah, that's completely different. Well, we'll splice it into here, I guess. So it got dark really fast last night and colder than a banker's heart. So basically the filming kind of stopped. let me show you what, let me do a recap and basically show you what happened there. On these Trailblazers, the rear glass opens up, and then you can get to these screws that hold in this plastic piece here. And so all you have to do is unbolt it, and then you do have to scrape the front where the adhesive tape sits, which I scraped this piece too that just unbolts because I'm stupid and didn't remember or realize. So basically, to remove this the proper way, what you do is unbolt these 6 bolts. You can see there's 2 missing here. And then you just kind of carefully peel the front off, or if it's completely broken, in my case, you kind of strip the front, and then you put the new one on. This new one did not come with threaded inserts on these holes here, so I don't know. I'm not sure what you're supposed to do. The old inserts came out of the old plastic one, but they're too big, and I'm afraid to drill it because, well, I don't know what'll happen, and I can't really press these in very well, and I don't want to risk breaking anything. So I think for the minute, those are just gonna, there's not much we can do with that. But it does look, you know, it's solid. It's held in nice. And our wiring, I spliced the new plug, sorry, I spliced the old plug onto the wiring. I don't know why they gave us that weird plug, maybe for another vehicle. I'm not sure, but it's a really big plug and it wouldn't fit down through that hole. So what we've got is really nice, clean look here now. So, and this even comes with a new rubber attached to seal up here. Okay, lift this. While pulling the hatch. And I forgot to kind of stuff this back into the hole here because it was dark and I didn't remember. That's what you got to do. Don't like it in there. Rubber plug in. There we go. It's protected by the rubber there. All right, so that part of the hatch is good to go. This broken piece here fell off in the night because I undid the duct tape up there, but my goodness, they just taped the snot out of it. We're gonna need lots of Goo Gone for that. So it looks like what we've got here is broken clips here and here and here and here. Those are the screws that hold it in. I think there's supposed to be one here, but I don't know. It seems to be missing. It's probably long gone. So we have to unbolt these clips to fix them, to basically re-adhere them to this. I opted not to buy a new one of these because these go for like $150 used, and well, I don't see the point if I can fix it. So I'm going to try to put this seal back on here and fix. Basically, I'm gonna JB weld these back on. So we need to take this plastic piece off and then we can get to it. There is a long Torx head bolt in there that holds this on. Got to take that out, I believe, and you got to pop this off. There's probably screws or something up here, I don't remember. Let's pop this top off and get working on popping this hatch cover off here, basically. So this piece had broken off, which I guess they tried to glue on with hot glue. I kind of scraped it. Well, I didn't scrape it. I just, you know, it just came right off because hot glue isn't the solution for that. So, well, it's not critical. I want it to have the least squeaks and rattles as possible. So we're going to basically glue that back on and reinforce it maybe with some JB weld. I mean, it doesn't have to hold a lot. It just has to hold the plastic on. So over here, the screw-on features here. Now, it does have two alignment studs up here that also kind of help keep it in place. But we've got this one here that we're going to also glue and reinforce. And this one is missing a leg, and I don't like that. I can tell it was in this position because of the way it's cut there. We're gonna try to find something maybe to reinforce that. Let me glue it back together. Not sure what that's going to be yet. So the first thing I'm going to do here is just try to peel this stuff off. Get as much of it off as I can by just slowly and carefully working it this way. It's a fragile plastic piece, and it's already cracked, which I'm going to repair, but I think I'm going to have to repaint this thing anyway. It appears to be silver underneath, so I'm wondering if they got one off another car. I wonder if they took this off of another vehicle. Well, after much pain and agony, we've got the tape removed from this. Now we just got to deal with this sticky residue from the duct tape. And then we have a couple cracks to repair. This one, it's not completely off, but it is. What we're going to do is reinforce that with JB weld from the back. Same with this, and fill it at the same time, since we're going to have to sand and paint this thing anyway. Those two, and oh, those might be the only two cracks. I thought there was another, but oh, and we have to secure this, but that of course is just, you know, clamp and glue. So let's get this cleaned up before we can start, you know, adhering everything back together here. I got the tape goop off, and then there were lines, ridges, where the tape peeled off the black paint they put on. So of course I had to sand that down. I'm going to take off these lenses because not only are they dirty, but I'm not sure they didn't paint over them or something, but I gotta take them off to clean them and to paint this, because to tape it up it's just gonna look crappy. Alright, these should just come off. So I painstakingly hand peeled all this tape off of the hatch very carefully. I gotta remove this tack stuff from the duct tape and the remains of some of this other tape too. So I don't have Goo Gone, but I have Painter's Pride wax and grease remover. I don't know if it's gonna strip the paint, but we're gonna find out. It smells a little acetone-y. I hope it doesn't. Oh, hey, I think it's working. I don't see the paint coming off. Oh, a lot of gray coming up on the towel anyway. Just takes it right off. Oh yeah, it's gonna take this off too. Nice. I'm not advocating for Painter's Pride or anything just because this channel is not sponsored, and it's certainly not sponsored by them. I never heard of them before today. Okay. I think that'll do the trick. I don't think there's any tape residue to speak of under here because there's a seal that goes around that plastic part anyway, so. And I don't want to degrade the rubber. That'll be fine. Yeah, okay. So I have patched this. I know it doesn't look the best, but the priority here was to be solid. Don't care how it looks on the back. We're going to sand the two cracks that I patched and filled. Hopefully I filled enough because I don't want to do this again. I need to get this vehicle done. I propped this up to keep it from getting glued to itself back there. Let's sand this down and maybe we can throw a coat of paint on it. I don't know. It's pretty cold today. We'll see. Okay. She's sanded down. Let's give this thing the old Craigslist rebuild. Doesn't have to be perfect. Let's let that dry and put on another coat. Okay. It is black. That's about all I can say for it. When I do this, just gonna prop the handle up by kind of securing this together with tape, and that way it doesn't stick to anything. Not tacky anymore. It's been sitting there for like 2 days. So we're gonna put these covers back on. I cleaned them, but they really need a good brushing or something because the last person just failed miserably at trying to keep the paint off of them, basically. Gotta find some screws for that. Didn't come with any. That's fine. Let's get this thing back on the car. Gotta check these bulbs. I did not check them before. We'll see. Oh, burned out apparently. Okay, new bulbs, fixed the problem. Yeah, so it'll work for now. It's breaking again as we speak. But down here, the solid part that you have to lift on, you have to lift here to kind of get your fingers under the lip and lift it up. That part is okay. It's gonna need a new piece. There's no way around that. And by new I mean used, because I can't find any new. This plastic has just gotten so brittle, and I have a feeling that's what happens with a lot of them, but no way around it for the moment. We're gonna let that slide. What's next on this? We got to resolve some tire issues. I want to put that spare back where it belongs, up under the vehicle, and get the nice wheel back on it. I've got some used new to me tires on order. I think they're supposed to be about 10-30 seconds, and basically we'll replace the two worst ones, which are that one and probably the one on the driver's side that has that, you know, lean on the one side of it. I have been debating about whether or not to replace this, because I can get these on eBay. It just doesn't want to. You can get the latch piece here, or you can get the whole thing, and I'm thinking I might just get the latch. All right, so I'm one wiper short. That one's about an inch too short, but I didn't have a new one over here that was even close. That's just so I can drive it in the meantime if need be, and it rains. Put a new wiper on back here. Okay, so the wiper tank says it leaks. Washer tank is under the air box here, so we're gonna try to pull this out a little bit here and see what we wind up with. Okay, so all you have to do is pretty much take this hose clamp off and kind of lift and set this to the side, and you can see that we do have probably a little bit of a leak here. Okay, yeah, I filled it with water temporarily. It's not the seal, it's the pump. All right, tires. So my plan here is to get that spare back under the vehicle, and I got two new tires, and I'm gonna keep the better two, which I think is that one and this one. And this one is about the same as that one in the back, so I'm gonna move this one to the back, put new ones on the front. So I got two new ones. They are the same tread thickness. They're about 10-30 seconds and 10 and a half. I don't know which is which, but basically they're about the same tread depth, and they're the same tire, the right tire spec and everything. Comes with a free stone. Okay. All right, let's throw these tires on and see if we can balance them, maybe even. Well, my big air compressor crapped out, so I guess this is how we're doing this. I can't believe I managed to seat the bead with this little thing by just kind of plugging it in and kind of moving it around and bouncing it to get the bead seated till it could take air. I don't know, but it worked. Got to buy a new air compressor. By the way, I do not recommend these little El Cheapo balancers. They'll get it close, but they're not very accurate. But they'll get it close enough for my purposes. I'm not going to be doing 120 in this thing, so you know, it'll get it good enough that it'll keep it relatively balanced. At least that's been my experience. All right, we got a decent set of tires on the front. I think out of the remaining ones, this is probably the worst, but you know, we got about 230 seconds of tread. If I squint, that's enough for, you know, probably half a year of my use. This one actually has a little bit more. So, you know, I'll probably run it till you can see the steel belts, and it's just a rear wheel. The ones in the front now are decent. Okay, and we got that spare back up under, so actually looks halfway decent now. All right, on to the next thing. All right, 2 new washer pumps. Didn't even really have to pull much to get them, because you can reach down in there if you got agile hands. And you got to put that wiper on the passenger side. I did replace the glove box latch. That is just 2 screws here, and you can pull it out. Does kind of stay shut now. I mean, they're never great, but better than it was. And I think it's just this wiper, and then cleaning. I am going to do a fluid change on this thing, but no point doing that on camera, because that's just, you know, transmission and engine oils and filters. Very simple. And so yeah, it's just cleaning and making this cosmetics, you know, like polishing up these headlight lenses, that kind of thing. And then we'll be ready to see where we're sitting and how much money we actually put into this thing. All right, well, we've done pretty much everything else, so let's clean this thing inside and out. there she is, all cleaned up. So I spent $1,511 on this. That includes everything: registration, title transfer, basically everything but insurance to put on it to test drive it. That includes almost new tires that I think I spent $100 for a pair, and all the little odds and ends we needed to fix this thing up. New windshield wipers, includes all those little things, and so that's a pretty good. I think that's pretty good. They're going in my area, I think, for around $2,500 is what people are asking, so they're probably not actually selling for that. But a really nice one would sell for about probably $3,500 if it has lower miles than this, and leather interior and stuff. The four-wheel drives are going to be closer up to $4,000 asking price, but in a car like this, if you asked $3,000, you'd have a good chance of getting $2,500, I think, with it serviced and everything. I'm going to do fluid service and everything on it. I haven't done that yet, but she cleaned up pretty nice, all told. The body's in really good shape, and underneath, and the interior's in really good shape, everything. And so I think we did pretty good here, but I don't know. Tell me what you think down in the comments. Did I overpay? Because that's the main thing. When you buy something, it's the price up front that's the really important thing. Because that's where you're starting out, and that's your biggest expense that you put into something when you flip it. Like I said, let me know how I did in the comments. Did I overpay? Did I spend too much money? If I sold this thing, could I make a profit? I don't know. I know that varies a lot by area, but anyway, leave a comment, hit that notification bell, subscribe, all that stuff. You know what to do if you've been watching YouTube for a while. And as always, thanks for watching.